Ya, selamat malam. Kita berjumpa lagi dalam pembahasan Handbook 6 edition Process Flow. Pada sesi sebelumnya kita sudah membahas terkait initiating, proses group planning, yaitu knowledge area scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communication, risk, dan sekarang kita masuk ke stakeholder, yaitu plan stakeholder engagement. Oke, plan stakeholder engagement, inputannya adalah project charter, ada juga project management plan, resource management plan, condition management dan risk management plan, ada assumption log, change log, issue log, project schedule, risk register, stakeholder register, ada agreement yang tadi conduct procurement dan juga IF dan OPA. Di sini IF OPA-nya yaitu organization culture, personal administration policy, stakeholder appetites, terus juga establish communication channel, global, regional, or local trends, geographic distribution of resources, OPA-nya corporate policies, organization communication agreement, standardized guideline, lesson learned repository, software tools needed, itu adalah OPA-nya. Terus juga tools and tekniknya yang digunakan adalah apa? Yaitu expert judgment, yaitu yang berisi orang-orang yang diharapkan yang sudah expert di bidang politik dan power, structure in the organization and outside the organization, environmental and culture of the organization and outside the organizational analytical and assessment technique to be used for stakeholder engagement process, communication means and strategies, and knowledge from previous projects of the characteristic of the stakeholder groups involved and in the current project they that may have been involved in previous similar project. Jadi ada pengetahuan ya. Oke, data gatheringnya seperti biasa benchmarking ya. Terus juga data analysis, ada assumption and constraint analysis, root causes analysis, terus decision making, data representation-nya ada mind mapping, ya, seperti itu. Terus juga ada stakeholder engagement assessment matrix. Nah, di sini dilihat apakah si stakeholder itu unaware, resistant, netral, supportive leading gitu, dia itu ada di mana current dan desire-nya diharapkan kemana gitu. Contohnya sebagaimana terlampir ya. Nah ini contohnya sebagaimana. Jadi ntar kelihatan stakeholder itu current-nya seperti apa, desire-nya diharapkan sportif. Terus kalau stakeholder itu apakah netral, seperti diharapkan sportif. Stakeholder itu sekarang itu maksudnya seperti apa, desire-nya mana gitu. Ini udah sesuai yang stakeholder 3. Itulah yang stakeholder engagement assessment matrix. Yang terakhir terus entering-nya adalah meeting. Output dari plan stakeholder engagement adalah stakeholder engagement plan. Apa isinya dari stakeholder engagement plan? Adalah is a component of the project management plan that identifies the strategies and action required to promote and productive involvement of stakeholder in decision making and execution. It can be formal or informal and high detail or broadly framed based the needs on the project and expectation stakeholder. The stakeholder engagement plan may include but is not limited to specific strategy or approach for engaging with individual or group of stakeholder. Contohnya seperti apa? Ada di sini. Stakeholder engagement plan. Ini nah, misalnya ini stakeholder, unaware, resistant, netral, sportive, leading. Nah, itu dah inilah harapannya kan current seperti apa, desire seperti apa. Ini yang kita harapkan. Terus juga nanti pending stakeholder changes-nya, stakeholder relationship-nya bagaimana, terus setiap stakeholder itu approach-nya harus seperti apa, itu yang sudah kita rencanakan. Oke. Oke, itu adalah proses dari stakeholder engagement plan, ya, placement management. Terus juga yang kedua itu kita langsung masuk ke plan procurement management dalam proses group planning. Oke, plan procurement management inputannya itu adalah project document, milestone list, project team assessment, requirement documentation, RTM itu dari collect requirement, requirement, dari estimate activity resources, risk register, dari identify risk, stakeholder register, dan stakeholder, project charter, develop project charter, ini masuk ke sini. Business document, business case, benefit management plan, scope management plan, quality management, resource management, scope baseline, EF, dan OPA. Di sini EF-nya itu adalah marketplace condition, product services, seller, typical terms and condition for product, unique local requirement, legal advice regarding contract management system, establish multi-layer supplier system, financial accounting and contract system. OPA-nya, wah ini dia OPA-nya banyak nih. Pre-approved seller list, formal procurement policies, procedure and guideline, contract types-nya itu seperti apa, apakah fixed price contract. Nah, ini yang jenis kontraknya ya. Jadi sini itu sudah di define di awal ya, mungkin terhadap plan procurement management itu ada di OPA-nya. Kira-kira OPA yang bagaimana yang ditetapkan oleh si PM. Nah, itu ada di ini dia. Nah, ini dia. Kontrak types-nya apakah fixed price contract? Fixed price contract itu total price or defined product service result to be provided when the requirements are well defined and no significant change to scope are expected. Firm fixed price FFP ya. Juga fixed price incentive FPIF. Ini jenisnya seperti ini ya. Terus juga jadi ini yang ada juga fixed price with economic price adjustment VPP EPA. Ada juga cost reasonable kontrak, yaitu seperti cost plus fixed fee, sebenarnya cost plus incentive fee, CPIF, ada cost plus award fee. Oke. Dan ada jenis time and material contract. Time material contract ini biasanya yang banyak digunakan di agile development of approach. Oke, kalau prediktif sih kan ya antara yang ini fixed price contract atau yang cost reasonable contract. Jadi ini fixed price contract, this category contract involves setting a fixed total price for a defined product. Jadi udah fix harganya ya terhadap ini. Bagaimana? Jadi itu resikonya ada di si ini si yang menjual itu, yang sellernya, kita si buyernya sih ya udah terima beres ya mengenai fix ya, dia harganya segitu walaupun bagaimana. Sebenarnya should be used when the requirements are well defined and no significant change to the scope are expected. Type of fixed contract itu adalah firm fixed price. The most commonnya itu adalah FFP. Itu yang banyak digunakan. The price is good, is set and outset and no subject to change unless the scope of work change, kecuali ada perubahan di scope work change-nya. Fixed price incentive fee yaitu di fixed price arrangement give the buyer and seller some flexibility in that it allow the deviation from performance with financial incentive tied to achieving a great viewpoint metric. Such financial incentives are related to cost, schedule, technical performance. Under FAEF. Price selling is set, ya, and all costs above the price selling are the responsibility of seller. Itu tanggung jawab dari seller. Terus fixed price with economic price adjustment, FPA. The type used whenever the seller performance period spans a considerable period of years, or if the payment are made a different currency. Fixed price contract, but with a special provision allowing the predefined final adjustment to the contract price to change conditions such as inflation, ya, the inflation change and cost increase or decrease for specific commodities. Oke, barulah ke cost reimbursement contract. This category of contract involves a payment cost reimbursement to the seller for all legitimate actual costs incurred for completed work, plus a fee representing seller profit. This type should be used if the scope of work is expected to change significantly. Jadi during the execution of the contract, variations can include. Jadi ini kalau misalkan ada scope-nya itu berubah, ya, cost plus fixed fee ya, the seller is reimbursed for all allowable costs of performing contract work and achieve a fixed fee payment calculated as a percentage of the initial estimate project cost. Fee amounts do not change unless the project scope change, gitu. Cost plus incentive fee, the seller of limits of all allowable costs for performing the contract work and receive a predetermined incentive fee based on achieving certain performance objective as set forth in the contract. In the CPA contract, the final costs are greater than the original estimate cost. Then both the buyer and seller 80-20 gitu kan. Terus juga ada cost plus award fee. Nah, ini adalah ininya. Yang terakhir ada time and material. Ini adalah contohnya sebagai ilustrasi yang fixed price. Contohnya seperti ini. Kontraknya 100.000, juga nih fixed price, ya. Kalau yang FPIF itu contohnya seperti ini. Jadi kontraknya segini setiap bulan. Bila mana ada early projectnya cepat lebih awal 1 bulan, dia dapat 10.000 tambahan insentif fee kontrak. Contohnya seperti ini. Oke, kalau yang FPAP AF, contohnya adalah sebagaimana terlampir. Jadi contohnya kontraknya segini, terus juga setiap bulannya exit, nah, di mana exit plan level by more than 15% and additional ini dapat $5.000 terus itu seller, dan job maximum award-nya itu adalah 50.000. Jadi memang dia ini, jadi di similar FFPIF contract except the total possible and amount is determined in advance. For example of the buyer 50.000 appropriate the rate of 5.000 for every month would exceed a certain amount. FPPA tadi kan ada FPAF ya, fixed price plus an award based on performance type of incentive contract subjective judgment of award. Juga FPPPA juga kontrak multi-year period, determine certain future economic condition, future costs of supplies and equipment the seller might be required to provide might be unpredictable in such case fixed price contract. Contohnya sebagai ini. Sudah 100.000, but the price increase we will load a year 2 basis on the US Consumer Price Index for year 1. Contractnya, but the price increase will be allowed in year 2 to account for increase in specific material cost. Terus ada juga graduate fixed price. Nah, the NGL contract that share some of the risk and reward associated with the schedule variance between the customer and supplier. If the supplier deliver early, they get paid for fewer hours but a higher rate. If the supplier deliver on time, they get paid the hours work and their standard rate. If they deliver late, they get paid more for more hours but a lower rate. Nah, itu the graduated fixed price ini untuk agile ya. Jadi kalau misalkan finish late ya mungkin rendah. Banyak karena kan ini kalau di agile itu time cost-nya itu fix. Oke, ini purchase order contohnya sebagaimana terlampir. Ya. Terus ada juga jenisnya time and material. Ini adalah jenis kontrak. Ada fixed price, time and material, ada juga yang adalah cost reasonable. Oke, yang time and material juga banyak digunakan di agile ya di sini ya. Per hour per item basis dan juga the settlement for fixed price contract and cost reimbursement contract that the total cost and unknown compared to the other type contract and time material contract typically have terms and conditions that are simpler to allow for quick negotiation so that work can begin sooner. Dan contohnya adalah sebagaimana terlampir, kontraknya segini, ini kontraknya 100 per hour plus material at $5 per linear meter of wood gitu. Misalkan itu $100 per jam ditambah biaya $100 per jam biayanya ya or material at cost, di mana biaya dan material dan costnya sudah termasuk di situ. Itu $100 per hour plus material at $5 per linear meter of wood. Nah, itu juga bisa diatur seperti itu. Ini contohnya and time and material di mana sudah ini. In this type of contract, the buyer plus price on per hour per item basis. They are frequently used for service effort, in which the level of effort cannot be defined when the contract is awarded. It has element of a fixed price contract in the fixed price per hour or a cost reimbursement contract in the material cost and the fact the total cost is unknown. Compared to the other type of contract, time and material contract typically have terms and conditions that are simpler to allow for quick negotiation so that work can begin sooner. Nah, ini dia. Terus ada cost reimbursable. Nah, cost reimbursable contract is used when the exact scope of work is uncertain and therefore cost cannot be estimated accurately enough to effectively use a fixed price contract. This type of contract provides for the buyer to pay the seller allowable incurred costs to the extent prescribed in the contract. Such contract also typically include an additional fee and award amount added to the cost to allow for seller profit. Cost contract requires the seller to have an accounting system that can track costs by project. With a cost reimbursement contract, where has most cost risk because the total costs are unknown. The seller provides an estimate to the buyer can use the estimate for planning and management purpose, but it is not binding. What is binding? The buyer responsibility to compensate the seller to limited cost for work, material, describe the contract research and development. Contohnya seperti ini. Kontraknya, cost work materialnya, there is no profit, the seller is reimbursed but does not make profit. Terus cost plus fixed fee, kontrak cost plus a fee 100.000 langsung tambah gitu kan. Terus juga cost plus incentive fee, jadi kontrak plus cost plus base fee plus award for a meeting buyer specific performance criteria, jadi maximum award available is $50.000 gitu misalkan. Jadi the seller is paid for actual cost plus a fee based a specific performance objective stated in the contract and original estimate of the total cost is made, target cost. Baru ada CPAF. CPAF itu contohnya adalah cost plus a base fee plus award for a meeting buyer specific performance and maximum award is 50.000. Jadi sama nih kayak di sini, cuma dia bedanya ke CPIF itu tidak ada penalti ya. CPIF kalau misalkan ya CPAF ini the cost also to potential base with in the desired of type of contract. In a cost plus award fee contract, the buyer pays cost and a base fee plus an award bonus based on performance determined in advance. This type of incentive contract procedure must be placed in advance for determining the award of to avoid a subjective judgment. Type of contract. Okay, contract except the incentive ya, is potential award with no possibility of a penalty. Jadi dia memang CPF. Terus cost plus fee CPF or plus cost plus percentage of cost CPPC. Ini adalah contract require the buyer to pay for all costs plus a percentage of cost as a fee. If in the university the type of cost reimbursement contract is generally not allowed for federal acquisition of procurement under federal acquisition regulation and is bid for buyer everywhere, and you see why. If profit is based on a percentage of cost billed to the buyer, what incentive is there to control costs? Say a seller must procure material from one of two suppliers, both of which meet quality requirement, but one charge for the labor unit and other charge for the seller might be tempted to choose for $30 per unit charge to maximize profit. Ya, cek profit yang tinggi. CP ini cost plus 10% of cost as fee. Nah, dia itu ada 10% gitu ya. Terus it is possible to construct the contract that the seller will need proof they pursue to this paid in completion of the work. Then, for example, selecting material of subcontracting portion of work. This contract type requires the buyer to carefully manage all invoice. So, advantage and design of contract type. Nah, ya. Fixed price contract. Less work for buyer to manage. The seller underprice the work. They may try to make up profit by charging more than is necessary on change order. Terus juga the seller has a strong incentive to control the cost. The seller may try not complete some of the procurement statement of work if they begin to lose money. Ya, terus juga itu kelemahannya ya. The companies usually have experience with this type of contract. Ini kelemahannya, advantage-nya ini kelemahannya. Time material pun demikian, ini kelebihannya, ini kelemahannya. Oke, yang cost kontrak pun juga ini kelebihannya, ini kelemahannya. Oke, setelah pembahasan terkait itu jadi nanti ada yang cost reimbursable, time material nih, terus yang fixed price, FPIF, FPIP, ini cost reimbursable, ini cost plus. Nah, itu dia ininya apa resikonya dan juga ininya kepada buyer dan seller berapa persen, itu ini dia petunjuknya. Oke, ini formulanya untuk point of total assumption. Formula of point of total is only related to fixed price incentive fee contract, and it refers to the amount above which the seller bears all the loss of a cost of run. Cost over PTA are assumed to be due to mismanagement. A decent statement of work should have been created to allow for fair and reasonable contract negotiation for the required work, suggesting the seller either did not estimate correctly or did not manage the work well. Seller will sometimes monitor their actual costs against the PTA to make sure they are still receiving a profit for completing the project. Gitu ya. Okay, selling price, min target price dibagi buyer share ratio plus target cost. Okay. Itulah. Okay, back to the itulah adalah tools and tekniknya. Okay, inputan dari plan procurement management di bagian OPA. Oke, terus juga tools and tekniknya ada expert judgment, ada data gathering, itu market research. Terus ada analysis, make or buy analysis, dibuat atau dibeli, source selection analysis, itu juga list cost, qualification only, quality based highest technical proposal score, quality and cost basis, sole source, fixed budget. Terus baru terakhir meeting. Outputnya apa? Procurement management plan, ada juga procurement strategi, statement of work, bid document, make or buy analysis decision, independent cost estimate. Oke, ada CR. Kalau misalkan nanti terkait ke impact ke baseline, mungkin perlu di CR. Baru source selection kriteria, seperti dokumen update. Ini adalah outputnya. Bid dokumen sini adalah RFI, RFQ, RFP. Baru setelah itu kita listener register, milestone list, requirement document, RTM, risk register, stakeholder register, OPA update. Oke. Nah, ininya outputnya proses ini. Contohnya itu procurement management plan, ada project title, area, scope, schedule, time and cost, performance metricnya seperti apa, terus ada responsibility, assessment, legal just qualified seller. Nah, itu dia. Ini adalah ya, program penelitian plan, program strategi seperti ini, statement of work, bid dokumen, RFP, RFQ, RFP. Oke. Itulah perbedaannya. Oke, itu adalah output dari plan program management. Baru kita kumpulkan seluruh area ini ke dalam integrasi, diintegrasikan di dalam develop project management plan, di mana dia sebagai sumber untuk tailoring dari seluruh proses, yaitu direct develop project management plan. Inputannya apa? Seperti biasa, ada develop project charter, terus juga ada any baseline or component plan, resources, semuanya ya, scope management plan segala macam. Ini scope ini masuk ya ke dalam develop project management plan ya. Terus tools and tekniknya apa? Expert judgment, brainstorming, checklist, fokus, group discussion, interview, baru juga transformation skill, conflict management, facilitation, ada meeting management, ada meetings. Output yang utama itu adalah PMP, project management plan. Itu outputnya satu ya, PMP aja. PMP apa aja ya, subsidiary management plan, yaitu yang ada 10 itu ya, subsidiary management plan, yaitu scope management plan, requirement management plan, schedule management plan, cost management plan, quality management plan, resource management plan, communication management plan, risk management plan, procurement management plan, stakeholder engagement plan. Baseline-nya itu ada 3, scope baseline, schedule baseline, cost baseline. Terus ada juga additional component, yaitu change management plan, yaitu describe how the change request throughout the project will be formally authorized and incorporate. Configuration management plan, describe the information of the item of the project will be recorded, updated so that product, service or result of the project remain consistent and or operative. The performance based on baseline. Terus ada project life cycle-nya seperti apa, development approach-nya bagaimana. Terus juga ada management review. Nah, isi dari project management plan. Oke, itulah dan dengan demikian kita sudah membahas keseluruhan proses group planning dari knowledge area scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communication, risk, stakeholder, procurement yang akan di tailoring, di engage di develop project management plan. Setelah selesai, proses ini akan formalize dengan di approve seluruh project management plan itu oleh stakeholder, dan bila mana sudah setuju dan dapat approvalnya oleh formalize oleh project manager, barulah lakukan kick off meeting untuk lanjut ke proses executing. Oke, dengan demikian seluruh proses group planning selesai. Kita akan lanjut untuk topik berikutnya di executing. Terima kasih banyak, Pak. Sekian, terima kasih.